our chip leader. Action's on him. He's got ace-8 offsuit. He and Phil have been going at it verbally and playing a lot of pots together the last couple of days.
Well, he makes it 42,000 to go. The local Matt folds the hand. He's on the short stack. And now it's around to McLean Karr with a 7-5 goes away.
All right, young pro Dan O'Brien out as well.
And Hasan Habib going to fold. And now it's around to the former poker brat, now self-proclaimed nice guy, Phil Hellmuth.
He's just got a queen deuce offsuit here.
All right, I raise.
Oh, look at this.
Well, he is coming back over the top with this garbage hand.
Wants to punish the youngster to his left.
Just wants to let him know who's boss, Vince.
Andy Seth only been playing poker for 4 years.
85 more.
His roommate is Faraz Jaka. We know him as the toilet.
Well, the re-raise is 85,000 more.
And Hellmuth covering up. And what is the youngster going to do?
Well, it's one of the bright young stars of poker versus one of old school's best.
Well, he's coming back over the top. An additional 140 into Hellmuth.
Vince, it's like he could see his cards and knew that Hellmuth was making a move here. What timing to make a re-raise here by Andy Seth.
So this is what I think this is my prediction for the folks at home. And he and I are going to put in 5 bets each. And at the end of the hand, I'm going to show down 10s, and he's going to show down like ace-jack for all the money. And everybody's going to say, why did you guys play so crazy? That's my prediction.
Phil says he's trying to relax more at the table, but you can just see there's an absolute rage going on underneath.
Well, my prediction is Phil's going to fold this hand, and that was pretty easy to predict.
Show a 3. Make me happy.
So nicely done.
No shows today.
By the chip leader.
Really? Wow, I can't believe that. Where am I gonna get my entertainment from? This banter?
We'll have fun today. So what's the official count now of Andy versus Phil? We're even, right? We're even. We'll leave it at that.
I think you look at the count at the end of the day today.
Ooh.
This is where you look at the count.
Oh, okay. Back to this hand. Matt.
I see if I can get him to ship 500-600 in like
I'll side bet
queen
you
deuce.
I'll side bet you that I finish higher in this tourney than you.
You have 2-to-1 ships.
So what kind of price do you want? You are the best in the world.
I don't want to make a bet to encourage you to slow down. You're a very fast player.
Look at this. Hellmuth going after Andy with the talk.
That was a very good statement Phil just made, though, and I agree with him. Why make last longer bets when a gal tighten up on you?
All right, Dan O'Brien's made it 38,000. Everyone folds. Hellmuth in with a 9-8 of clubs. And Andy goes away. Two-way action, Mike. Ace-3 up against 9-8.
Here we go. Flop comes 10-7-5, all spades. Hellmuth checks.
Yeah, he has an open-ended straight draw, but no flush draw.
And he's going to make the continuation bet of 47,000 here.
With absolutely nothing, and he's going to get a call.
Queen of spade comes on the turn.
Neither player has a spade, but looks like Phil could get bold here.
Well, he's reaching for chips, Vince.
I love poker.
He's going to lead out, bet 50,000 here into a pot that's got nearly 200,000 in it. And that's the brilliance of Phil Hellmuth right there. Just suspected his opponent didn't have a spade, thought a small bet might win that pot. Indeed it did.
Crazy.
Shows the poker class of Phil Hellmuth. And he is enjoying that bluff. Look at this, the smirk.
Online poker is back in America. No purchase necessary. Play online poker for cash prizes with players across the U.S. Sit next to your favorite ambassadors like Phil Ivey, Brad Owen, Rampage, Wolfgang, and the rest of the WPT crew. Play tournaments and ring games to win real prizes and experiences, including free entries into next-level poker events in Las Vegas. Sign up at clubwptgold.com with promo code YouTube.
The rage inside. He just wants to get these young guys and take home this title. You can just feel it.
Well, Vince, the only thing missing from Phil Hellmuth's poker resume is a WPT title.
Yeah.
He definitely wants to win tonight.
All right, so the next hand we go, McLean Karr folding. Dan O'Brien also going out.
Over to Hasan Habib. Looks at an ace-6 offsuit. Just folded the ace-6 of spade where it had the nut flush, but he's going to raise it here. Makes it 41,000 to go.
What do you have, Hasan? 400?
Yeah, 4 something.
I'll make it 107,000.
Phil feeling the momentum here. He's going to raise with that. Makes it 170,000 to go.
Look at this, Vince. Right behind him, the youngster has picked up ace-king.
What to do with that hand? A raise and a re-raise, and now you got ace-king.
I'm all in.
And that's what you do with that.
Well, you got the chip lead, so you say all in.
Matt goes out. Hasan folds his hand.
That's a real ooh there.
Well, back to Hellmuth now. If he gets stubborn here to try to challenge the youngster, it could be tapioca pudding for the great Phil Hellmuth right here. He is dominated.
Is this the time, kid? Is this the time I'm supposed to get $1 million from you?
Not exactly, Phil.
I feel like you're weak. You have the heart?
To me, this is just fluff and puff time. No chance he can make this call for all his money with just king-queen.
Phil Hellmuth made some great calls in his day based on gut instinct, if indeed his gut tells him to call here.
This will be one heck of a call if I make it for us. It's going to be a beautiful thing. I'll have like 3 million, I guess. I think he's weak. I can't believe he wants to.
Well, Vince, if he calls here, he's liable to be calling a cab to go home.
This is just Phil, just liking to hear his voice. You know, it's just... And he finally does the obvious, folds the hand.
You're right, Vince. So the chip leader getting richer there by coming over the top
Yeah, boy.
of both guys.
Wow. I think I made a bad laydown. I really do. That's insane. He's already put in $1 million and 250 against me. I haven't played a round yet. And I haven't. And he's ahead of me in chips.
I don't know why you're complaining to him. Who do you think taught it to me?
Dude, nice play.
Thank you.
Now, if you're over 40,
Nice
can you
play.
say dude to someone? I don't think you're allowed.
I give you credit. Good play, man. I didn't realize you wanted to go this high. Wow.
Oh, Vince. Phil's trying to present a new image here, but he just can't help himself.
All right, this is an exciting final table here at the Bay 101.
To be honest, I didn't really like your chances to win because you're so reckless. But now I do.
Go to the next hand.
I didn't. I figured you could still finish 5th or 6th, I think. It's possible.
Anything's possible, right?
No, but look, he's shipping like 250, $1 million every hand. He raised every pot, re-raised every pot. No one in the history of poker's won like that. No one.
That's the truth. Andy's made great re-raises in both the last 2 hands.
Well, look at this. Everyone's folded to Andy. Again, he's going to raise. Makes it 42,000 with just a 10-6. And now the local pro, Matt, no, he can't play that hand. So the only one to beat is McLean Karr, who has a king-queen. He's made the call, so we got king-queen up against 10-6.
Yeah, flop comes Jack, 6-4. Andy does take the lead now as he's flopped 2 6s.
McLean checks.
It's crazy.
And Andy with a quick bet. Looks like 55,000.
Vince, I got to tell you, Hellmuth criticizing this kid's play. I give him a gold star. Doing a great job.
I'll be honest, I didn't think Andy would make it at a day 2 or day 3.
Oh boy, Hellmuth bitter.
So sick. What the hell is going on?
Andy taking the chips. Stay with us.
Pretty frustrating, huh?
6 players remain here at the Bay 101. We're coming back for more on the World Poker Tour.
All right, Hasan Habib brazen under the gun with an ace-jack.
As Hellmuth goes out.
Well, Hasan's had sort of a tight image so far at this final table. So most people would lay down the ace-10 here, but not this kid. He's coming right over the top again. This time for 107,000 with an ace-10 offsuit.
Yep, Matt out. McLean Karr also goes out. Dan also out.
Hasan quickly folds the ace-jack. Doesn't even think about it. So what a play by the youngster there. And Vince Hellmuth may be criticizing this play, but I'll tell you, it's hard to criticize anything he's done so far at this final table in my mind. Playing flawlessly.
Everything's going right for Andy Seth out of Illinois. Now a poker pro out of Vegas. To the next hand we go. Dan O'Brien folding. Hasan out.
Over to Phil Hellmuth here. He looks down at a 10-7 offsuit.
46.
Another junk hand he's going to raise with 46,000.
Keeps trying. Splashes those chips around into his young nemesis, Andy Seth, who's got He's got just a 10-9 offsuit. He's making the call.
He's also got chips, and he's got position on Hellmuth, and right now it feels like he owns him, so he's going to gamble and play here.
Matt's out, but McLean Karr with a queen jack in the big blind.
Well, he's going to join the party here, so we're going to have three-way action.
All right, here's the flop.
What a flop from McLean. He's flopped 3 queens. It's come queen, queen, deuce, and he quietly checks.
Yep.
And here comes Hellmuth. Making the continuation bet. Not a big bet, though. It's like 50,000 into a pot. It's got over 150,000 in it.
You guys would be disappointed in me if I checked, right?
McLean chuckling it up with his 3 of a kind.
Well, Andy's going out. McLean's going nowhere. He makes the call. Does not re-raise with the 3 queens. He just wants to continue throwing Hellmuth some rope. Now the 9 of hearts comes off. This gives McLean a flush draw as well as 3 queens.
Quickly checks again.
Oh boy. Well, the great Phil Hellmuth made that great feeler bet, but
90.
you're supposed to get a read with those feeler bets, but obviously that one sailed over his head as he fires again on the turn. 90,000 this time. And remember, he's got no card in his hand he can win the pot with.
Boy, it's hard to get these new school guys to fold.
What does that mean, Phil? Do you want to call or fold?
Honestly, I kind of prefer you'd fold. Even
Oh, the truth is going to hurt here, Phil.
Okay.
Oh. Of course, he gets the call. To the complete discomfort of Phil.
Now the king of clubs comes off. Makes a possible straight, but McLean again checks the 3 queens.
Oh boy, he is just setting up the poker brad just beautifully. Will Phil go forward 3 times in a row and make an official car crash?
The only way he can bet here is if he specifically puts his opponent on something like 2 4s or 2 5s and thinks another bet will get him off the hand.
190.
He's gonna do it.
That was a pretty confident 190, Phil. Prefer I fold.
Wow, McLean taking a long time to make this call here. Probably not going to raise it, but surely can't possibly lay this hand down, can he?
No, you would not think so.
Good call, you got it.
And it makes the call. Phil says you've got it.
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
So McLean Karr taking down that pot and playing it nicely by allowing Hellmuth to walk deeper and deeper into the quicksand.
Good call.
Oh, yes, he says good call. And like the song, Mama said there'd be days like this, Phil. He is spinning out of control underneath. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
Well, so far tonight, youth is prevailing at this table. The 3 guys in their 20s are our chip leaders, led by Andy Seth with 2.5 million. McLean Karr has about 1.3 million. Dan O'Brien just under $1 million.
To the money pit we go. Hasan Habib, originally out of Pakistan, now living in LA, picks up ace-9 in first position. Doesn't even think about it, a quick fold.
48,000.
Well, Phil Hellmuth's got an ace-4. He not only thinks about it, he raises it to 48,000.
Yep, but to his left, the young nemesis, Andy Seth with ace-queen.
Well, man, in fairness to Phil Hellmuth, this guy has held over Phil all night tonight so far. Here he's got ace-queen. My guess is he's going to raise it again.
Sure enough, he sticks in the raise, makes it 133 to go. Matt quickly folds his hand.
McLean out.
Yep, Dan O'Brien not gonna play.
Phil Hellmuth biting his lip here.
All right, buddy. Nice hand.
He does throw his hand away.
Yeah, he is just being manhandled now by this Andy.
They don't want to let me win a single pot. It's so brutal. Wow.
So brutal.
Oh, he's like Dangerfield. I get no respect.
I'll tell you one thing. Phil Hellmuth's like a teapot, and the lid's about to blow off right now, I think.
He's being tortured by the 23-year-old. All right, to the next hand we go. McLean Karr.
Now, he's got the ace-queen this time. He's going to raise it under the gun. He comes in for 38,000.
Into Dan from New York. He goes out.
Well, Hasan looks at a 10-4. He's out as well.
Yep.
Hellmuth going to rest.
Yes.
Back to the chip leader. This time he looks down at a 3-5 offsuit.
How much did you start the hand with? I think about 1.2, a little more.
Well, Hellmuth needs to pay attention here because he's not just picking on Hellmuth. Look at this, Vince. He is going to re-raise here with the 5-3 offsuit. Unbelievable.
Well, he's in such a zone right now. He thinks he can do no wrong. He makes fun of Hellmuth. He holds over everyone. He makes moves. And this time, he's pushing with 5-3.
Well, what do you do now with an ace-queen? With a guy that seemingly re-raises every pot? Well, you call him. That's what you do.
Yeah.
At least that's what McLean's doing.
Yeah, got to do that with ace-queen. Here goes the flop.
A nice flop for McLean as he's flopped 2 aces. Comes ace-jack-7 with 2 clubs. Action is on our chip leader, Andy Seth. And he's reaching for chips to make a continuation bet here, Vince.
Certainly is 122,000 into the young guy, McLean Karr, age 28. Got in this tournament through a satellite.
He majored in operations research at the Air Force Academy. That's applied mathematics.
He's called it with the aces. Going to walk the dog a little bit. A 5 on the turn. Now that gives Andy a pair of 5s here.
He could now win the pot if a 5 or a 3 comes up.
He's first to act again.
Vince, when he got called on the flop here, caution lights in my mind should be going on for this kid.
Be careful. You're not playing against Hellmuth, who you can torture.
Well, he fires again, this time 210,000. Let's see what McLean's going to do. He's going to call him again.
Yeah, just an okie dokie call.
Well, he's afraid the guy might have ace-king or ace-jack here. Maybe flop the set of jacks, taking the cautious route. The board pairs 7s now. So McLean out in front with aces up. Action back on Andy. Well, he's finally going to check it.
McLean put in a value bet here. Try to take some more off the chip leader. No.
He's going to check too.
You got it. I don't have anything.
Andy says he has nothing now. In fact, he's got 2 pair. Well, I mean, if the opponent had a flush draw or a straight draw, 2 5s would be the best hand, yet he's mucking this hand without even seeing what McLean has.
You can ask to see it.
I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
McLean mucking his hand right behind him now. They want to see the winning hand. I am shocked that Andy would muck that hand when, in fact, he could have had the best hand.
Well, the young and the brash finally taking a hit there. Stay with us. 6 players remain at the Bay 101. We're coming back for more on the World Poker.
Online poker is back in America. No purchase necessary. Play online poker for cash prizes with players across the U.S. Sit next to your favorite ambassadors like Phil Ivey, Brad Owen, Rampage, Wolfgang, and the rest of the WPT crew. Play tournaments and ring games to win real prizes and experiences, including free entries into next-level poker events in Las Vegas. Sign up at clubwptgold.com with promo code YouTube.
Going out.
Matt Keikoan, hometown favorite. 42 years old, also folds.
McLean Karr, he's going out as well.
And now, Dan O'Brien.
Dan has an ace-jack, has Phil dominated here. Hellmuth just staring down straight at the table, hoping everybody goes away.
Got about the same amount of chips, but look at this. Surprisingly, Dan folding his hand.
Unlike Andy Seth, he gives Hellmuth respect. He lays it down.
And now Phil has to beat Hasan, and he's going to do it.
You were thinking about popping me?
Thought about it.
Oh, wow. I might lay it down. I mean,
I had the Jack 5.
I believe you.
Well, I believe Hellmuth would have laid it down if he'd got re-raised.
And right now, the Andes are going up to 3,000. Blinds now 10 and 20,000. Action's going to the chip leader, the 23-year-old Andy Seth. And he's going to peek down at a king deuce offsuit, and he's going to take a breather. He folds a hand. Matt Keikoan, this time with an ace-6 of diamonds.
Matt, a local pro. Seemingly we have a local pro every year at the final table of the Bay 101 tournament. Matt said he was here on day 1 when they opened the Bay 101. Here he's going to open the pot for 44,000.
Yep, very tight player. McLean is going out. Dan O'Brien also folds.
Well, Hasan out as well, so around to the big blind, which is Phil Hellmuth. He has an ace-4.
They used your first.
And he's going to look him up, as we say. He makes the call.
So we have ace-6 to the local. Phil Hellmuth with ace-4. Here's the flop.
Flop comes king, king, queen. No help to either player. Hellmuth checks. Matt checks right behind him. Now a 5 comes off on the turn. Well, Hellmuth's going to lead out and take a stab at this pot here, it looks like.
48,000 into the very, very tight Matt, who has nothing here.
Now look at this, Vince. He calls here because I believe he thinks the ace-high might be the best hand. He might put Hellmuth on something like 10-9 or Jack-9 or Jack-10. Well, the 4 clubs comes off on the river. Phil Hellmuth now has the best hand with kings and 4s and checks. But Matt is reaching for chips here, Vince. Now, I think most players would be happy to check it down, thinking Hellmuth had Jack-10 or Jack-9 or something where the ace-high might be good. But he's betting here. 97,000. He's going to get Hellmuth off the best hand. Unbelievable. What a bet by the guy. Shows Hellmuth the ace-6.
Oh no! Oh no, Matt!
Matt showing the bluff. Hellmuth.
I can't believe it,
No.
man. You can't believe the guy called him on the turn and bet on the river.
He gets a big cheer for that one. We got to.
I had you beat.
The aggravation continues for Phil. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
Wow. They play so crazy.
Couple folds around to McLean Karr, our chip leader. He's also folding, and now Dan O'Brien with a 6-5. And guess who just got a walkover? Hasan Habib.
Well, the first walk that we've seen in a final table walk means everybody folds to the big blind. He gets the pot automatically.
Walk it, baby.
We've never had a demonstration of a walk before, Vince.
It's the last time, Hasan.
Very nice, Hasan.
Walk it, baby. Walk it, baby. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it. It's the last one.
All right, the next hand we go. A local Matt folding. And now McLean also goes away.
Over to Dan O'Brien. Looks at a nice hand on the button. He's got ace-queen. He's going to raise it to 55,000.
Hasan out. And Andy with a 9-8 of clubs.
Yep, we got the suited connectors that we all like to see flops with. So he does make the call. And here comes the flop. Flop ace, king, 10. Nice flop for Dan there as he's flopped top pair in a straight draw. Andy flopped nothing and checks, and Dan checks right behind him. 7 of diamonds comes off. Now this does give Andy an open end straight draw. Of course, the jack wouldn't help him.
Well, he checks again.
But again, it goes check, check. Now a queen comes off. So Dan O'Brien has 2 pair now. Action is on Andy. Again, he's going to check. So essentially just waving the flag here.
Yeah, nothing hitting, and Dan with aces and queens going to stick out a little bet.
Finally going to make a bet with this hand, 72,000. And obviously, Andy has absolutely nothing, but that doesn't mean he's giving up. It looks like he's getting raising chips out, and indeed, he is re-raising here to 150,000, trying to represent the fact that he's got a jack in his hand and he's made an ace-high straight.
And you know what? Even though it's not that much more, it's kind of a tricky call to make. You think the guy just trapped you in there.
I almost checked it back, kid.
He thinks he's beat.
I know you're a little crazy sometimes.
Dan does have aces and queens, but still, when you're sitting there, the guy didn't bet on the flop, didn't bet on the turn, now check raise you on the river, you just think he's got a jack. You think, how can this guy raise without a jack in his hand?
Well, this would be the cutest raise of the night if he should be successful.
I think it's a tough call for Dan to make here. Virtually all he can beat is a steal.
But the former day trader is going to man up. He makes the call, and it's a good one.
And indeed, it was a steal. Andy Seth trying to win that pot, and it would have worked against a lot of players. Didn't work against Dan O'Brien.
Thank you.
So the momentum keeps shifting for Andy Seth, who was in a commanding lead before, but now he's getting whittled away. He's down to 758,000.
Well, the current leader is McLean Karr with 2.4 million. In second place, Dan O'Brien right on his heels with about 2.2 million. Andy Seth has dropped to 4th place.
All right, to the money pit. Hasan out. Andy looking depleted right now. Picks up a pair of 9s, though.
He's got the 2 9s. He's going to raise it to 56,000.
To the local from Bay 101, Matt, 42 years old, and he's got an interesting ace-7. He's on the short stack.
a local pro. He was at the Bay 101 the day they opened this club, in fact. And Vince, because Andy's been so aggressive all night long, you just think the guy might be raising with nothing again, so you move all in with ace high.
Gonna make a stand, McLean out. O'Brien, though, with a king-queen.
It's been raised and re-raised to him.
Call.
So he's gonna lay it down. And quickly called by Andy Seth here. And Andy, a nice favorite to win this pot and eliminate Matt from this tournament. There you see Matt's buddy, WPT champion, watching him here tonight.
And here comes the flop. It's 8-6-4.
Maybe a little more, you know, 5 ball.
Got an inside straight for Matt. But so far, so good for Andy, as his 9s are out in front. Here comes the turn.
Well, 10 of clubs comes off. Now that does give Matt a two-way straight draw. A 9 would give him a straight as well as a 5, but a club won't do him any good now. So the ace of clubs or 5 of clubs won't help him, as Andy will have a bigger flush than him. Ace of clubs does come off on the river. Even though Matt has made a club flush, it's not good enough, as Andy has a higher flush. So that's going to do it for the local pro.
Good game, man. Yeah, good job.
Matt Keikoan out in 5th place.
Good game, Matt.
Big effort.
Good fight, man.
Gonna take home $175,000. He was a gentleman. And right now we are down to 4 at the Bay 101 Shooting Star. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the WPT.
They commit 4 years of their life to our armed forces. He served in the Air Force, now is a poker pro. Here he picks up ace king, is going to raise it, makes it $75,000 to go.
Behind him, Dan O'Brien, former day trader, calls with the queen jack of hearts as Andy Seth goes away. Here's the flop.
Flop king 3-3. That's a great flop for McLean. He's going to lead out and bet here. It's like 115,000. And amazingly, Dan is going to make the call. If he didn't have ace king there, you'd be very afraid of someone making a call with that flop. Now the deuce of hearts comes off. So now Dan has made a flush draw, but still is up against top pair and top kicker. Well, again, McLean betting. This time 265,000. And again, Dan calls, but now he has a flush draw.
Can he be so lucky and hit a heart right here for the flush? No, not to be.
4 clubs comes off. So McLean feeling pretty good about that card. This time making a healthier bet, 580,000. Dan O'Brien is not folding his hand rapidly though here, Vince, but he finally lays it down.
What was he thinking after that flop? He got involved and he loses a pretty big one.
His opponent not at ace king. Chances are he'd check the turn card. Then I have no doubts Dan would have bet and might have won that pot. So
Fold to a shove?
Nope.
Didn't think so.
Well, the Andes are going up to 5,000 blinds, 20 and 40,000. And to the next hand we go. Dan O'Brien. This time, look who's got the aces. Big Dan. And he raises, makes it 95,000 to go. Andy Seth behind him with the queen jack.
we're going to make a play on the last pot. That didn't work out. The very next hand, you pick up 2 aces.
How much did you start the hand with?
You got to love it.
About $1 million, 1.05 maybe.
He's got $1 million left. He's got 2 aces, and he's just praying this guy comes over the top of him. Just makes the call. Incredibly, Vince, we started this final table with 3 guys in their 40s and 3 guys in their 20s. The guys remaining are the 3 guys in their 20s. So youth prevailing once again on the World Poker Tour. Andy making the call here. McLean folding out of the big blind. So here we go. What a flop for Andy. He's flopped 3 queens. This could spell doom for Dan O'Brien here.
Pretty unbelievable.
Well, Andy checks.
And Dan's going to check. Good check behind him.
Oh, that's incredible to me.
Turn card, a 4 of spades.
Well, Andy is now reaching for chips. And he is betting 165,000 here. Well, it's amazing that Dan suspects. It looks like that the guy's got a queen in his hand for some reason.
Wow, he's just calling.
With 2 aces, Vince, incredible.
It is.
2 diamonds, 2 spades on the board.
Down to the river we go. 7 of spades helps neither player.
And it puts 3 spades on the board here, which is why I would have raised on the turn with the 2 aces, just in case your opponent has 2 spades in his hand, is back toward a flush, and now you're sick. It's 220,000.
Call.
It's been called by Dan, and he mucks the 2 aces. But Vince,
Pretty sick.
incredibly, he didn't go broke on that hand like he well could have. He checked on the flop, checked on the turn, and made a crying call on the river.
Really wish you would have bet more, bro. Ah, man.
But Andy Seth,
Nice value bet then.
running good, as we say, flopping 3 queens to take down that pot.
Oh, wow. You'll see what I had that time. That is pretty disgusting.
Monster hand is.
Honestly, like, that would have been the sickest thing ever. I almost folded on the turn, I swear to God.
I'm trying to. What'd you have that was so sick?
Go ahead, Dan. Say it.
You'll see.
Will it change that much if you tell me what you had?
I really almost folded the turn. Like, you can't fold the turn there, I guess. But I thought about it. God, 210, what are you doing? Put a real bet out there. I really would have folded.
Vince, I think the guy's lucky to be alive.
Yeah. All right, Andy, he raises to 135,000 to go with a king-queen. Our chip leader McLean with a pair of 7s.
McLean's in the small blind, contemplating what to do with 2 7s.
Call.
He's going to make the call.
Now it's on Dan, who's a little stunned after those aces getting picked off. He has jack deuce of diamonds.
Oh, look at this, Vince. He's going all in.
From Tommy Tilt.
How much?
Well, he's making what we call a squeeze play.
How much
That's
is
where
it?
one guy raises, another guy calls.
Can I get the total without bringing it
You
in?
come over the top raising, thinking if the first guy goes out, the second guy is going to fold as well, and you win the pot.
He has pushed it in. Maybe a little frustration from the last hand.
Well, Andy's got a man sitting behind him, so he throws his hand away. Now, if you're sitting in McLean's seat, what do you do with 2 7s? You know, chances are your opponent didn't pick up a pair, because that only happens one time every 16, 17 deals.
I call.
He's made the call with the 2 7s. Dan O'Brien is sick right now, but it's not over.
So Dan, the former day trader, has his stock dropping very fast. Needs to get lucky in the next 5 cards, otherwise back to Wall Street.
Well, the Air Force man out in front with the 2 walking sticks. They stand up. Dan O'Brien will be walking out of here.
Flop comes up 5-5-3, no help for Dan.
So Dan needs to catch 2 running diamonds, 2 running cards to make a straight, or a jack to take the lead. The 10 of spades comes off. We are down to the river card. Dan O'Brien must catch a jack on the river. Otherwise, he'll be out in 3rd place.
Can he pick off a miracle here?
8 of spades comes off. So the poker pro now living in Las Vegas, Dan O'Brien, going to retire tonight in 3rd place.
He played wonderful this tournament. I obviously ran like God, you know.
It was a big effort, great instincts by this young pro. Going to pick up 292,000. He's disgusted.
Good game though, Dan.
Online poker is back in America. No purchase necessary. Play online poker for cash prizes with players across the U.S. Sit next to your favorite ambassadors like Phil Ivey, Brad Owen, Rampage, Wolfgang, and the rest of the WPT crew. Play tournaments and ring games to win real prizes and experiences, including free entries into next-level poker events in Las Vegas. Sign up at clubwptgold.com with promo code YouTube.
I'd have to disagree with that.
Well, here's the first hand. Ace-9 for McLean. He's raised it to 120 to go. Andy now looking down at an ace-7. 2 solid hands here on hand number 1 of the heads-up action. Is going to re-raise. Yeah, he makes it 330 to go.
I'm all in.
And quickly, McLean goes all in.
Oh, boy.
And Andy goes all up. Trying to figure out what to do now. Does he want to put all his money in with this hand? He's up against it. McLean has ace-9. He has ace-7. You could only phone a friend right now, and that'd be the guy you'd call right there, Faraz Jaka, the guy who's currently leading the point standings for WPT Player of the Year. And he says tournament life on the line, perhaps, if he makes this call.
Only 23 years old. Can he make the right decision in this moment?
A fold.
Well, Andy's going to lay it down. So McLean extends his chip lead. We heard Faraz Jaka say what math knowledge and how fundamentally sound Andy Seth was. Well, all I know is this. McLean majored in operations research, which is applied mathematics from the Air Force Academy. My guess is he's pretty good at math himself.
I bet. Okay, to the next hand we go. Andy this time with a queen 3. And he's just going to call.
And limps in and calls, and McLean said, okay, let's have a flop.
McLean with 7-5.
Oh, and it's come 8-7-5 with 2 spades.
Oh.
Well, McLean checks.
McLean with 7s and 5s. Andy with nothing. Well, Andy's bet it.
You're going to see a check raise here, that's for sure.
I'm all in.
And a quick over-the-top all-in by McLean.
He's going to take down the pot. You just can't just call there in case your opponent's got some type of straight draw or a flush draw. You got to make him pay for it. So McLean extends his chip lead. And Vince, it's hard not to like a guy who went to one of the service academies. He, of course, went to the Air Force Academy. But all those people dedicate 4 years of their lives to serve in the armed forces. You got to respect them.
Let's get a little payoff now, perhaps because he is pummeling his opponent, Andy Seth. But this time McLean gives up his hand.
It's really quiet in here. I don't know what's going on. Thank you.
All right, to the next hand we go. This time,
All in.
Andy with just Jack 9 of diamonds says all in.
I call.
He's been called by the ace-4 diamonds of McLean. So Andy Seth's tournament life on the line, and he's up against it. McLean out in front with the ace high. If his hand stands up, he'll be our champion. Andy Seth's gonna have to get lucky to double up to stay alive here. Let's see if he can do it.
Did the young player get impatient and just push it too early? No, maybe not.
It's come Jack 9-4. So Andy Seth takes the lead with 2 jacks here. McLean looking for an ace or a 4.
Still 2 cards.
Andy just stumbling around with Jack 9. Gets lucky on that flop, but it's not over. We're going to the turn.
Well, a 6 comes on the turn, so we're down to the river. Andy Seth will double up unless an ace or a 4 comes out there. If that happens, McLean Karr will be our champion, but no.
Just trust me on everything.
Unbelievable.
3 of diamonds on the river. So the match continues, Vince.
Nice hand, Andy.
Andy Seth lives on.
Terrific battle from the Bay 101. Stay with us. We're coming back for more. Air Force man McLean Karr with about 3.8 million. Takes a look at his hand. He has just an 8-6 of clubs.
200.
He's going to raise on the button. The minimum raise makes it 200,000.
Into young Andy. He's got queen 10.
And he's going to make the call, wants to see a flop. And here comes that flop. And what a flop for Andy. He has flopped the stone cold nuts, the best hand possible, a king high straight.
Absolute cinch at this morning, and he's going to dig the hole, put the branches and twigs over it, wait for the sucker to fall in.
Well, McLean does not make the continuation bet, and wisely so. Now a 6 comes off, so McLean makes a pair of 6s, but Andy, of course, with the best hand possible. Nothing can beat him from here. Vince, if I was him, I would check again.
Yeah, keep throwing that rope.
He is reaching for chips, though.
He's going a different way. He's going to bet it.
Yep, he's betting 285,000.
I fold.
McLean, who even though he made 2 6s, lays his hand down.
Nice hand, Andy.
And right now, if you're Andy Seth, you're looking for one of those barf bags to give you in the plane because you're sick your opponent didn't make a bet there.
You really are. You're saying, I meant check. Did I say bet? I didn't really mean that, of course. All right, back to this hand we go. Andy Seth now looking at a pair of 4s.
Well, any pair and heads up hold'em is a big hand. Here Andy looks down at 2 4s. He's going to raise it, makes it 210,000 to go.
Buckle up because McLean has a pair of 8s.
When you play hold'em, you only get a pair once out of every 17 deals, so it's a 16-to-1 shot, and yet both of them have got pairs here. It spells trouble as McLean is re-raised right here.
Yeah, makes it 585 to go.
All in.
And there you hear it.
So he moves all in,
I call.
and he's been called. Well, tough luck for Andy here. His opponent's got an overpair instead of a race situation. And McLean Karr is over an 80% favorite to win this pot and take this title right here.
McLean on his second WPT event, got this tournament to a $1,200 satellite, and now he is just cards away.
We still got cards, so we'll
Becoming
see.
a WPT champion and a very rich guy.
Well, there's his girlfriend, poker player herself, Maria Ho. Right now, she's hoping the 2-8s just stand up. They're a big favorite to do so.
I mean, I feel real good. I feel real good.
Here comes the flop. King 10-3. So far, so good for the Air Force man.
Back doors open.
McLean's 2-8s out in front. Andy Seth is going to have to catch a 4 to win this pot, or 2 running spades.
4
to do it.
dimes.
Well, it's an ace of clubs. No luck for Andy. He is almost down and out. McLean 1 card away from a championship.
Andy must catch a 2-outer, as we say. Must catch a 4 in the river. Otherwise, he'll be our runner-up. Well, it's an ace. So that's going to do it. The graduate of the Air Force Academy, McLean Karr, is our champion.
Complete celebration from McLean Karr. He played well. Going to take home close to $900,000.
Did I really just win this? Did I really just have